go. Greetings and salutations. Good day indeed. There we go. Should be all set up proper now. So this is unusual for us. This is actually just a normal game. This is unheard of on this channel. Just playing a normal game of Pokemon Fire Red. Which means we do have to go through all the tutorial stuff here. Because I know these buttons. That's fine. But didn't want to do a randomizer with the number of times that the randomizer has just outright tried to kill me. Yes, I got a hat. It's a little bit chilly, so now I'm protected from the cold completely. Should be just fine. I'm a boy. Yes. And just call me Skull. Yes. A strong name. This has not been my friend. That's so true. Should name you Kaz. Yes. And safety headgear indeed. That is a true story. Alright. So I figured, because I'm... yes, withdraw the item. My text is so slow here. Give it a second. Gotta change that in the options. Perfect. Text. Whoops. Right. I forget. This one, you have to use the D-pad to scroll through all of it. Yes. Now we're good. Alright. So I figured, because I'm not... This will be the end of the week as far as stream is concerned. And I was like, well, I don't want to do another randomizer. That's been no luck. Don't want to do anything, get into a super heavy game. So I was like, I actually took a couple of tries to figure out what game I was actually going to do. And then I was like, I'll just do regular Pokemon. Like, that's a good safety, little safety net for me there. Like, I know where Pokemon is gonna try to be rude to me, but it's all good. And this time, I'm gonna go super crazy. I'm gonna choose Bulbasaur. Yes! Bulbasaur, the Pokemon that nobody picks. This is unheard of. It's okay, because Gary there does get Charmander, so someone takes best friend. That's all that really matters. But yep. It's also like, it's been weird because it's been off and on cloudy today. So I actually have the lights on to help balance the lighting of the camera. Otherwise it would just look really weird. But seems to be just fine. And unfortunately, Hobbs is awake. Much to my dismay. Just couldn't stay asleep. Could have just been a good boy. Yes, you. He's got food in his bowl. He just wants me to just pet him, let him outside, pay attention to him. Stuff that I really don't have to do. Good to know it's raining somewhere. It's just been cloudy, not really anything there. We'll see if we ever get some rain, but I'll take cloudy. It's also been pretty cold recently. Like, the lows are in the 40s. Highs usually end up being like low 80s on a good day kind of deal. But not complaining too much. I haven't had the AC on for like a good straight week, so it just doesn't heat up that much. Dude, yes, there we go. Going right now. It's gonna be unusual because I'm used to having Charmander. I'm used to my very specific team I have here. Oh no, oh no. I'm trying to think what else. Just been busy with different things left and right. And it's like I would love to sit around and game all day, but the adult life calls. Alright, I'm supposed to go this way. The adult life calls to action. And Hobbs wouldn't like that kind of lifestyle either. He needs me to, like, every so often go and get him some food. Oh, good. You're in the window. Excellent. The window is a nice friend, Hobbs. You can stay there. The window will provide warmth. Briefly. It'll get cold again, Hobbs. Don't worry. Other than that, just been, like I said, just been busy. I don't have any videos this week. We'll get them up next week, hopefully, when I'm not busy with life. Strange how that tends to just work out. It's so slow with all my running shoes. And the worst part is we get them after we defeat Brock. There we go. Like, we don't even get them. This gets solved later on in the series, but we're pretty slow going for a while. There we go. Yes, yes. Perfect. Now I can see the Pokemon and put them in my little computer. Yes. And we also get 5 Pokeballs. A very nice touch to the remake here. That way you can just immediately start capturing Pokemon. Instead of doing what you had to do in the original, go buy some after walking through the grass to get to the mart. It is a terrible ordeal. I don't need that. Don't need that. I did see there was a little notification. I have to go read into it for Pokemon Go, but it said you can earn Mega Candy walking around with Melton. And I'm like, that's nice because I'm currently walking around with Melton because I need the candy to get him to get into Evolve. But of course, it's not easy getting candy for him because I have to walk 20 kilometers for one candy. So guess who walks and gets raids done? Yeah, I have to see, like, inside the news, like, what the specifics are for that, but I guess that's part of the event. But I'm like, alright. Right, good exercise. I go and walk towards a raid. Hopefully, even like one rare candy, I'm like, yes, that's 20 less kilometers I have to walk for. Like, that is... I will take those small wins any day. I think I'm like 160 rare candies currently. And he's got, I believe it's 12 candies that I've got for him currently. So, it's beautiful. Just capture some Pokemon here. We're hoping to find a Mankey in case Bulbasaur can't cut it. Because Mankey is just a good boy. Oh, okay, good. You're going to go to sleep by the pillows. That's okay. He understands how this works. Whoops. So used to playing the original Red version through my videos that I'm doing, where Bag is down and Pokemon's right, but then they switched it up for some odd reason. I actually prefer Bag being down, but that's just me. There we go. No, don't need to name my Rattata. But yep, just been... Ooh, okay, there we go. That is a good find indeed for us. It's a level 4, which means it can be a little bit scary as it attacks us, but hopefully we should be alright. That's the hope and the dreams. Trying to think what else. Don't monkey around with this guy. True story. True story. the next-gen consoles are, of course, now becoming out and about for normal people to buy. No real interest in getting them personally right now. Especially since there's going to be teething problems with day one consoles. So, no real need to rush out and deal with that. Just wait till the storm dies down. And the problem is like while my gaming friends are all on Xbox, there's no games really for the new Xbox game that are gonna be available. Like most of the game list that you can play of games on the Xbox Series X right now are all games you can currently play on just your regular X. So I'm like, oh, why? Like I have literally no needs to go buy the console right now. And then, like, you have the PS5, which actually has a very good starting lineup and games to come out during 2021. But I'm not gonna buy it right now because I'll probably just buy the games used / get the console used as well. Got like a little thing stuck to the bottom of my sock. But there's no real... I don't have a real desire to go get it right now. Wait for the price to drop, hopefully, at least on the games. Not to mention, as well, there's... I want to see what other features they're going to release for the PS5. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of extra things you can get for the console itself. I'm like, there's no rush to go get that yet. I will say one of at least the cool features they're gonna do. So during the days of PS4, they were experimenting with the remote play, where like you could stream your console. At first, it was to the handheld, the PS Vita. Then they made it so that you could actually stream it to your PC, which was actually pretty cool because you could just it's like you could have the PS4 in the living room, and then in your bedroom you have your PC, and you can just connect your PS4 controller using Bluetooth and just go just play it off of there. With the PS5, it'll actually be able to stream using the same remote play features to your PS4, and you could play essentially PS5 games on your PS4 through streaming, which I'm like, oh, have to read a little bit more into it. So I'm like, if you're one of those people who has separate TVs, separate consoles kind of deal, like there's not, and yeah, and at least you have a good internet provider, there's a good reason to at least hold on to your PS4 a little bit longer, should you have that set up. Technically, I could make use of that, but I wouldn't, personally speaking, just because other people would want to play the PS5 and the PS4, so that's a problem. Can't have those, wouldn't have those separated. If I could help it at the very least. But yeah, no, I say just wait around, let them deal with, because you know what's gonna happen is that the consoles, like, you're gonna get reports of people burning out their consoles and whatnot. And the thing as well is that it wouldn't be surprising, honestly, in like 2 to 3 years, if the next if the next gen versions of the PS5, like essentially the PS5 Pro, are gonna come out with like a better hard drive, more storage, and whatnot. So that's what I would just wait around for. GameCube would actually be pretty nice. There's a lot of good stuff. And technically, they have the Sega Genesis resurrected through Steam on PC. they've got like a Genesis collection of games, and you can play like a pretty sizable amount of like the Genesis library through Steam. But the GameCube games would actually be pretty good if they brought a good chunk of those back. Even though the GameCube is technically considered a failure, it was never really competed against Xbox and the PS2. Gosh, it's hard to remember specific generations sometimes. Right. Actually, what I need to do is get Bulbasaur up. That's what I need to do first. That would be wise. Right? It's very light, it's very handy. And it's... like, the GameCube produced the best... probably some of, like, the best games for Nintendo that really, like... has really, like... It held on through the generations. Like, Super Smash Bros. Melee is still incredibly popular. Like, definitely one of the popular fighting games out there. Even in a 1v1 setting, like, it's pretty crazy how strong of a following it has after all these years. Wind Waker has got a pretty good strong following, and that influenced a lot, actually, of, like, specifically the handheld versions of the Zelda games further along the road, like the GBA games and whatnot. At least the design and aesthetic of it. So it was, like, you got that going. The Metroid Prime series, of course, which those games at least were resurrected when the Wii came out, and we're really just kind of waiting them to announce it for the Switch. Like, everyone's, like, it's never been officially confirmed that they're working on a trilogy edition for the Switch, but everybody wants it, and with Metroid Prime 4 eventually on the way, like, it could be a thing. And I think the Switch would do wonders, because it's got the gyroscope aiming as part of the whole thing. Alright, I'm gonna go heal up. Now that I got to level 7, that's the big key. Leech Seed is actually a pretty good move to have early on. Just as a nice thing to have. There's also, I believe, they had Pokemon, the Pokemon series, Pokemon Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, which, while that didn't influence other console games for quite a while, like Pokemon-based wise, it's definitely some of the best, like, off-shooter Pokemon games out there. They're both pretty darn good. Which I'm like, they need to bring that back for the Switch as well while they're at that. Yeah, Rogue Squadron 2 and 3. 3 is actually, like, we consider 3 the better one for Rogue Squadron because that was actually 2 games in one, which was mind-blowing. But Rogue Squadron 3 has Rogue Squadron 2, but you can play a co-op, which is insanely fun. A little bit more difficult, but it was quite fun. That's unfortunately a series that did die on the GameCube, but well worth it. Like, definitely, you don't have a lot of games like that those days. Alright, start with the Leech Seed. Yeah, the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Truly the last great Paper Mario game. Ugh, of course we missed. He's just gonna keep on doing Sand Attack. I just need the Leech Seed to work, and then Bulbasaur can retreat. There we go. That's fine. That is fine. That means Pidgey will slowly start losing health. Yeah, Wind Waker. Wind Waker Reimagined. Kirby Aeroid, which I've said for years, needs a re-release. Because it's so good. And, like, it's so simple, and the Switch is perfect for this kind of, like... It's perfect in the sense of it's... You know, anybody can play that game, and you can play it with just, you know, half of the Joy-Con. Like, come on. that's basically a no-brainer. But that is that. Alright. Come on, Spearow, you got this. Bird versus bird. He's only 6 levels ahead of you, so it's fine. I wonder if Lychee will actually heal him enough. It won't. I bet you it won't. Yeah, look at that. Not enough. But it's okay. It's alright. There we go. Trying to think. Like, there's also Super Mario Sunshine, which was resurrected through the All-Stars collection. And now, it's funny because I don't think there's a lot of people who appreciate Mario Sunshine as much as they do, like, Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario 64. And to be fair, it is a little bit different to the other Super Mario 3D platforms, but it's actually so good. So good. There we go, experience points for everyone. Alright, I'm gonna switch to Bulbasaur. So that way we get a Leech Seed out, then switch back to the Mankey, just to buy more time, as it were. Because this is a fight that can go wrong. Perfect. Oh, what? What? You never miss. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, this is why nobody likes you. Bulbasaur! Don't be such a Hobbs. It's not what I need right now. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. There we go. Now we go back. Just bring out the Mankey. Even if he just takes like a scratch, yeah, that's one more turn. That Bulby lives. Good old Bulby. Yeah, Odyssey's pretty strong. That was a pretty good game right there. Right, immediately just keep using tackling instead. Trying to think, what else have we got? There was the Tales of Symphonia series, which I don't know if that actually was also like on the PS2. I'd have to actually go look, but for a lot of people, that was their first Tales game to play, and definitely a pretty strong game to start with. Come on, yes. Not to mention, like, during that generation, you had a lot of, like, EA games that they made on every single platform. Like, all the sport games, pretty much. Nice double level up, Bulbasaur. Just too strong, buddy. Technically, I did luck out, but it's fine. I still had a potion, though, to use Gary. Didn't think of that plan, did you? There we go. And now we just walk all the way back. Like we're cool. Like we forgot how to run. Our mother was not very good at teaching us. She only taught us how to walk, but not to run. It's something only adults can do. Alright. Oh, Hobbs. Got all sleepy. He'll wait it out. Alright. You'll never see me again. Never catch me, Copper. Alright, I gotta... Yes. Yes. I gotta... Yes. See, all those things... Terrible for your health. Terrible. Killed... All 3 of those lifestyles have killed plenty of people. True story. Bikes are nature's assassins. We know that. And anything that involves water, like, come on. Most of the water here on Earth is filled with salt, which if you try to drink, tries to kill you. So you can't tell me that those are good things. And there we go. Up we go. There we we go. And just walk on through to the Viridian Forest. I should probably switch my Pokemon around. Technically, that's not the exact order I want, but it's gonna work out. There we go. Now I gotta get those other Pokemon some experience points. They deserve to have a chance at life and be a big boy. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, buddy. I forget if I need that item or not. Could be like a Pokeball. Someone leaves behind a Pokeball. There. Whew. There we go. Been trying to think as well. Been trying out, like, Destiny 2 got their new expansion up and running. So I've been trying that out, seeing what the story is and all that. More importantly, a game that we like to play over here, Deep Rock Galactic, got a new update which adds new types of missions, which was actually really cool because it's been a while since they added new missions to work with, and they're both pretty crazy. But I'm like, I showed my brother that, I'm like, this is what we've been waiting for, the big stuff. And it's their first actual, like, huge update since they actually released version 1.0 of the game. So it's pretty cool. I'm like, they're still hard at work. I'm actually going to retreat just because I don't think he can go that. Have to be more specific about which long ago you're asking about. The game went version 1.0 like more than a half a year ago, I think all the way back in March if I remember correctly. And then the update happened 4 days ago-ish, give or take. So, update's pretty recent, but it's been on version 1.0 for a while with only just minor fixes. So there's that. There's this. Boom. Go back into peck mode. Boop-a-doop. Not much else really going on. Just been trying to enjoy the peace and quiet, as it were. I know that it was a couple days ago or yesterday, one of the two things, but somebody was talking about that our county reached the highest number of single case days for COVID-19 because of people going back to school, all that jazz. And I'm like, the number was like, it was like 500, which is pretty good considering the number of cases that were like all the rest up again. Yeah, and looking into it, it's like, it should be a little bit more expected. You've got you have the flu season slowly coming upon us. You have people starting to do more traveling for you've got Halloween people interacting around there. You've got Thanksgiving coming up. People gonna go traveling around for whatnot, but yeah, pretty low percent of the population. Won't complain about that. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Because of the number of old people that are like around in this whole county in general, like we shouldn't be hit as hard as most of the people here are probably gonna, if their children and grandchildren are out of state, they're probably just gonna play it smart and be like, no, let's just not waste the travel time to do so, or they'll just go to their children's place anyway. Alright, D-pad please. was just trying to hold left. He was just trying to hold left. Can't bug out on me now, little controller. We've got more things to accomplish. Need you to be strong for me. Wait, I gotta check everyone's level. Yes. Okay, it's actually a pretty good setup otherwise. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see Christmas time how that all works out. Because of course the other thing you've got going on is of course people are going to be doing a lot more shopping. Thanksgiving and Christmas ideas, Christmas presents. So we should be alright. I'm so used to running away from battles, from the wild battles. I did read there was somebody wasted valuable time and resources and conducted research on where the most cases for COVID-19 seem to be concentrated at, and they said that it was restaurants, malls, schools, and what was the fourth one? Churches. That's what it was. That those were the most. That basically that accounted for 80% of sort of COVID-19 spread rates, because they were monitoring like people's travel plans and whatnot using cellular data devices and whatnot. But they were like, yep, that's just. They're like, it's basically those locations, and I'm like, oh, good. So basically, the places that people have already been telling us to stay away from end up still being where we still, where COVID-19 seems to be spreading the most. Weird. Like, I'm really glad you took the time to prove that. Because I'm like, did somebody say to that person, whoever started that, that data gathering or not, that somebody was like, there's like no way you could get COVID-19 from churches, and they're like, well, and to be fair, at the very least, the data, like, the more interesting aspect of that data, which was actually, like, a good point, was that those locations, like, while those are, like, those are hotspots as they were, they're definitely more of a concern if, like, you're talking about in a low-income area, because typically speaking, like, the middle class and high class, they tend to hang out elsewhere as well, like parks and whatnot. They tend to go out and more, but for lower-income families, you go to the shopping center that all the other low-income families go to. You go to, essentially the same churches as the other low-income families, so you're more in constant contact with essentially the same people, so you're exposed more, whereas the middle class is not as much. It's different people being spread out. And typically speaking, the middle class typically shops around more often. So I was like, that's actually a fair point. Low-income families stay inside. Or, what we do, we start burning down all the other restaurants in the middle-class areas and start building new ones in the poorer districts. There we go. Duke Novalith 2024 restaurants in poor districts everywhere. Get rid of the middle class ones. It's a business plan like no other. Unless Biden comes up with that plan first, in which case that is plagiarism. There we go. Just walk all the way back. I do need Mankey alive and well. Gandhi's probably the only one who's ever thought of this plan as well. didn't even have a pandemic when he was trying to combat against the man. My plan is already Gandhi approved. It's like it's what he would have wanted. It's what we call being passive aggressive. Burning down buildings. Of course, we'll make sure to evacuate the people. There's no reason to burn down a building with people inside of them. Just the buildings. As we know, buildings kill people. True story. Buildings are, in fact, nature's third choice of assassins. The second one being horses. Trust me. Horses are quite evil and cunning. They are constantly plotting your death. I know this because Hobbs is actually 1/4 horse. It's the little things. Little things what I do here. It's a true facts on this channel. Nothing but the truth. Here we go. Talk to this person. See? See? Just saying. Just saying. Things to think about. It's like someone's got to connect all the little dots here. Horses definitely, they're not innocent. More clever than you think. It's a little known fact in Jurassic Park when the hunter's hunting the velociraptors. The line clever girl wasn't actually towards the velociraptor that had snuck up on him. It was the horse that was behind the velociraptor, using his mind control powers on the velociraptor. It's a true story. I'm telling you, horses, they're up there. Alright, at least Rattata is level 6. That's why I don't have Ponytails or Rapidashes in my team. Can't trust them. Listen, they're only friends once they're medium rare or better. Other than that, like if they're, I'm telling you, I've seen a horse look at me. And those eyes, they are the windows to the soul, and the horse's eyes are black. And just put 2 and 2 together, boom. Dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. It's a horse. There we go. Alright, now we got a low kick for Mankey, which is good. That's gonna be plan B. Alright. Now I go back. Because we need Bulbasaur to hopefully learn Vine Whip. I don't remember when he learns Vine Whip is the problem. Like, Leech Seed's very good, but it doesn't deal super effective damage like Vine Whip does. Vine Whip is just amazing. Especially against Brock. Here we go. Do I need a Caterpie? Not really. Not really. We can deal without. Hello? That's a tree. You didn't know that Pokemon evolved? Nope. Here we go. The mighty Metapod. Dangerous foe indeed. Gonna have to take it out. So that way he won't be a menace to others. It's a hard life we lead, but someone's gotta do it. Not to mention that Leech Seed shouldn't be affected by his growing defense stats, so... Yep. It's a pretty nice move. It's a very solid starter move to have. Just Guess when somebody throws sand in your face to lower your accuracy, it can be a little bit problematic to use. But it works on a pretty good deal of Pokemon. Like I said, it's not being affected by Metapod's defense being risen up, so we're doing always essentially constant damage to it, even if Tackle is doing so little damage. Just helps save quite a bit of time and money doing that. Here we go. Good old Bulbasaur. I knew you were a good friend. Ah, the Caterpie. Let's see, I would have started off with the Caterpie, if you're asking me. And then go into a Metapod? Just, you know, theme-wise, that seems to be a better way to go about it. Sad news is that the Caterpie does know Tackle, which means it will be constantly trying to hurt us. We actually want him to see you String Attack, because that means he's not. Yeah, String Shot. Like, so long as he's not attacking us, it's fine. I can take the speed loss. Because we're still... Because Leech Seed worked, so we're healing. It's all good. Aha! And he's missing. There we go. There's that. Trying to think of other stuff that's happened. Genshin Impact got a pretty sizable update. Made it to its version 1.1 thing, adds new story and whatnot. But the interesting part about the whole thing is that because of the amount of games that I have on my laptop, I had to make space for it by getting rid of one game. And then it didn't actually take up the space that I uninstalled, it just needed it to download all the stuff. And then was like, no, I just need a small snippet of this space. So I was like, cool! To be fair, it was a game I was like, I can uninstall this. Oh, trust me, I have two. And I have currently quite filled them quite full. Like because it's a terabyte drive inside the laptop. I have a terabyte external drive, which holds more games and whatnot. And then I have... an 80 gig one that I use for all my emulator stuff. That one's almost full as well. Although, to be fair, that is more in lieu of the number of GameCube and PlayStation 2 games I have on there, rather than it being everything else. And the problem is I can't have any more really hooked up to it at this point, because it starts to mess with connection-wise, as the laptop can't process all the connections that I have up to it, considering like the controller, the mouse. At the same time, you have two hard drives connect up through an external linkage. So, it's not a pretty sight if I try to hook up a third anything else after that. So, I'm like, well, this is all the space she can handle at the moment. Although I wouldn't say no to another, like, 2 gigabyte hard drive. I'd be like, right, time to move all the files everywhere off onto that. No, it's even worse, because I have another hard drive. It's another terabyte hard drive, but that contains a lot of, like, movies and stuff that I saved from my father's big hard drive thing that he had when he was on tour in Iraq and Afghanistan. Saved a good chunk of stuff off of there. And it's nice because I've also like added other digital stuff to it, but that's pretty much, I have that hooked up to my Xbox One, so now I can watch like some of the shows and movies and whatnot on there while I'm waiting for like dinner to finish cooking and whatnot. Just pretty convenient. Nice. All that good stuff. See, and I have a system that I have for knowing what's where on what hard drive. Because I have a folder that like for all the emulator stuff related to the emulator hard drive, and then I've got a folder for all the games that are on the other terabyte drive. And then all the icons that are on the desktop are all stuff I know I don't need the either hard drive to use. There we go. And it's only like, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, it's like 104 icons. Like on my desktop, it's fine. It all works out. And that's just kind of spitballing there. I still have space to put more icons too. It's not enough. Need more icons. And most of it is actually just games. No, it's all important. I can't group these. It'd be difficult to find all those games again. Be super difficult if they were inside a folder. It's hard enough that I have to scroll through a list to find a specific game on the folder and whatnot. Not to mention that when you place icons in a folder, at least for Windows 8.1, actually, what if I just went up and tried to do the whole Brock thing today? It'd be brilliant. Anyway, so when I put the icons in a folder, and then I uninstall a game or whatnot, the icon in the folder doesn't disappear. It stays in that folder, which is a little bit annoying, because I'm like, I'll look through and be like, oh, I haven't played this game in a while. And then I go try to click on it, and it's like, that program doesn't exist. I'm like, oh, that's why I haven't played it. It's not installed. Right? It was a pretty sweet collection. Glad I got that. Glad I found the suitable power source for it so that I could get it up and running and save it. And give it some life once more. Because it's a pretty hefty box for the size that it was carrying around. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and switch to the man key at this point. I think that's a good option. There we go. Just perform a low kick. Alright, that's not strong enough, man key. Alright, now we switch. I think Bulbasaur's gonna have to take this over, little buddy. But you did good. You did fine. To be fair, Vine Whip is gonna deal 4 times the damage because of Geodude's specific weakness setup and whatnot. Nice, level 7 for you. It's gonna be level 7 for the main key here. Yes. And then Bulbasaur doesn't level up. It's a sad day. But we'll go with Spearow. Get them some experience points. Boop, boop. There's the Lance. Oh no. Dealt exactly 11 damage. What? How rude. How rude indeed. Okay. I see the game we're playing here. We still have a Bulbasaur. I shall send him out into the battle. Sandshrew is a little bit scary, let's be honest. No. A bad boy. Bad boy. Oh no! Oh no! No, it is doing more sand! Not in the face, buddy! Not in the face! No! No, I just need one clean hit. Look, as long as he's not attacking me or throwing sand in my face, it's gonna be okay. And there we go. Mission accomplished. And Spearow's level 7! There we go. Nice, Bulbasaur's level 11! which means he's now incredibly strong. Perfect. Measures distance. Indeed. Indeed. Gotta go heal up. That's what we do. Can't even teleport because I don't have an Abra. Let's see. Can't think of anything else. Just been surviving, weathering the storm that we call life. There we go. But it is Thursday, which means it's one day from Friday, and Friday is one day from Saturday, which is like, that's like the trifecta of the weekend right there. There we go. Upsy daisy here. Alright, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna save, because this could go terribly wrong very quickly. Send out the mighty Bulbasaur first. Should make quick work of all this. It's official, I'm naming my first child SQL. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. There we go. Alright. Let's see if the Geodude. See if we can defeat this guy in 5 minutes or less. Should be very possible considering we have a Bulbasaur. Like, Bulbasaur is actually a pretty strong starter, all things considering. Like, so Bulbasaur deals quadruple damage to Geodude and Onix. Better than Giovanni. You've got Misty, whose Bulbasaur will deal double damage to both of her Pokemon. You have, after that, you have Lieutenant Surge. Grass Pokemon are resistant to electric type moves. Look at that. So much easier. And then after that, it's you have Erica, who uses grass and poison type Pokemon. Like, it's pretty crazy. And yet, receives the least amount of love. Squirtle and Charmander are definitely the two contenders for best to start a Pokemon. Aside from the fact that Bulbasaur is clearly the best for starting out and learning all the Pokemon. You do need him to get to level 10 in here. I think it's level 11 or 12 in the original Red version, which is ridiculous. It's a lot of training up you gotta do. Alright, I gotta go grab my running shoes. So that way I know how to run. I need shoes to tell me how to use my legs. Because right now all I know how to use my legs for is walking. Maybe I'm just wearing boots. Here we go. The running shoes. Yes, yes, thank you very much. Get out of my sights. Yes. Now I got the running. Look at that. It's beautiful. I'm free. Yeah, no, like, I try to point out some of the good things. Like, the first generation was, like, you could tell that they did a lot of thinking about how to, about what Pokemon is gonna be good as a starter, and whatnot. Sort of like an easy, normal, and hard difficulty for the starters. The starter lineup. Right? So slow. Like, it's rough about replaying a game like that. But it is what it is. But I think I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm not gonna be here Friday. So the next time would be Monday. But of course, the heads up will fly in and whatnot. But always good to do these streaming things. Always good to do these. And we'll see about doing some sort of project next time round, hopefully. I did this merely as a way to kind of relax, calm down from the randomizers that were completely rude to my face. And just a way to Like, Pokemon's just a nice way to relax, because I know where the game should be mean at. But that is it. Thank you very much for dropping on by. Hope you enjoy your weekends. So just immediately just throw that out there, great. But I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.